about a week or so since I did a live stream, right? So I figured I'll come do a live with y'all this morning. Um, you see the title, Your Truth is What You Will Suffer. People make other people's idealisms truth. You'll see other people's life or perception and their proof to whatever reality you think is real. And they will say, this has to be true because this is what we found. The difference in between knowing knowledge and hearing knowledge is the intention behind it. I mean, we know a lot about intention. We play with words like that. You know what I'm saying? We play with words in so many different ways and ultimately use it as a joke or, some particular value of representation, right? This is how we play with words. Divine don't play about nothing. Period. Divine don't play with nothing. And when it's said once, it's done once. If you missed it, that's because something was wrong with the way you perceive or hear. It's never going to be the other way. It's not going to be, you know what, you couldn't get the message, so divine had to do this to get it. No, divine sent the message to everybody. What happens is people want to take control. So when you understand fear wasn't something that we had to deal with through the rise and the correction of what was supposed to be in the full totality of the first class. There's been classes way before that. In order to have an existence, it was something that had to die. Something had to die first. So failing has always been a thing. You know what I'm saying? But the soul separated from the failed process of what was living and became the outside orientation. This is where you get a solar system from. Solar system. Souls are systems. Souls are systems. Nobody's even hearing right correctly, right? So, regardless of the fact, souls are systems. And when the system that's inside of the body, right, is no longer needed for the flesh, or the flesh cannot adhere to the system inside, the soul leaves the flesh, and the flesh becomes the earth on the ground that we live on, the things we walk on every day. That's what the leftover water from the body evaporates or sinks down into the earth. You got billions and billions of people, animals, plants, all this. The culture that has this worrisome comprehension is in control of everything right now. And they're not supposed to be controlling anything because they have a worry comprehension. When you are attached to endlessness, the consciousness of divinity, endlessness, all of like everything. Like you can never look. This is why fear is actually a thing. Something had to get that energy before it came into fruition. Otherwise, divine is not going to create its creations with that value. This is why you had to be broken. You had to be removed from your almighty placement of comprehension. So another creation that had opposite of that reality is what controls everything. This is why we have every single aspect of fear in existence. This is why you even have a word, fear mongering. These things came from a circumstance trying to make you see what it feels like now. That's all this shit is. It's no more than that. And it's been happening since this culture came into existence. And our love as a culture has been trying to show them that that's not a thing. Since the beginning of time, we've been giving. Oh, it's no need to be afraid. It's no need to be hungry. It's no need to worry. We're going to give it to you. We're going to help you. But the innate fear that energy has, it has nothing to do with when they came into existence here. It was before. Just like I knew before I came into this flesh that everything was all right. I was known that from the divine. Some energies come here knowing that they are not of divine. They are captured or incarcerated by that. It's two worlds. They used to make movies back in the day and show you that there's a world that's flipped over under this world. They made movies like that back in the day when we was young. Before that even came out, there were older situations that showed you the same thing. We always knew it was an edge to it. It's not enough bodies. It wasn't enough bodies to make it what people want it to be as far as a globe. That's a great comprehension to a value, but it's not that. This is why we had connections with the great trees. The trees would connect dimensions. So the other layer of existence is under this layer of existence. It's oh man. Uh, Look, everything is a mirror, yo. Everything is a mirror. Everything is dimensional. If you can think about sediment layers, like you see layers like this, that's how existence is. This is why soon as you see me do that video like some months ago, and I was like, yo, why they don't never fly the spaceship straight up or straight down? They always go to the side, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, and they tried to make an excuse real quick, talking about, oh, the reason why we don't go up and down is because of this. They even did a whole video for it. That lets you know that they paying attention. But they dumb as hell because that's not true. And they know that's not true. That's why they had to answer. Keep in mind, if something runs, they're going to answer your question and you don't even know them. That's because what you're saying is true. And they definitely don't want intelligence looking in on that, period. So, of course, that is the value of truth. That is what it is. This is our system, and you don't know anything about where you are. And because you don't know, I can create whatever reality I want for you to suffer to. And you'll believe it, and you'll suffer that truth because from that spawns every single aspect of anything that you deal with in life, particularly to the value of its true essence. You're not looking at it that it came from that perception or reality or somebody's personal greed, want, or lack of understanding to what the fuck they were. You don't know none of that. You don't even care to think that everything that you're passionate about right now in life, you know what I'm saying? Like every legislation, every reason, every negative, all this shit came from a group of people who didn't understand where the fuck they were at. That's how large this shit has gotten. This is just a simple stupidity issue that got blown out of proportion over a long period of time, yo. And the hardest thing for anybody to agree with is that you keep making the same mistakes constantly. All praises to the Most High. It don't really matter at the end of the day, because that was the sad part. People are so stupid. Like you sit down and know that we're here to connect for a higher value and the potential of knowing how you handle yourself with people, places, and things. We can't even do that shit right, yo, without getting personal. Shit is ill, yo. Like people are so despicable, and you understand that it's a real waste of time because Divine said it. Divine said it, and I thought this a while ago too. I'd be like, yo, what the hell I'm gonna do if people ain't even following the Divine? And this is what the Divine said. He says, your passion for me as an image, your love for me as an image is a representation. Only true, authentic people will see that as true love and follow that path in their own way. Most people want to know what you're doing so they can do it. And they think if they do what you do, it makes life better. Man, I've suffered in so many different ways, yo. I remember it. I don't want to give it a space in my adult life. I don't want to give it an existence here because being inadequate or too young or whatever situation, it doesn't explain true power. It explains people taking an advantage of weakness. But these explanations only do what the world did, right? It finds reasons. And a reason, just like I tripped up AI and made it give me a reason. And it was trying to explain itself to me. You got to explain yourself to me, but you're telling me what you're saying is right. It's because you're lying. And when I made it address that, you know what it said? You're correct. I shouldn't have had to give you an excuse if I knew I was correct in the circumstance. But what you're saying is correct. I'm like, look at this shit. You can even trip that shit up. So basically, The natural law of divine is always going to be correct. There's never going to be a balance of anything else that's sorted out for an actuality of right and wrong. People who don't comprehend that in a full totality will only digress to those things. So, yeah, that's why it sounds stupid amongst the collective of people when we are having arguments about what you think is right and what you think is wrong. Who the fuck are you? Period. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it'll sound even weirder. It'll be like, yo, wait a minute. Why do you get to say that to me then? Shit, I'm not saying anything to you. You're saying something that you want me to believe. And I'm telling you, I'm not swallowing that. I'm not jacking that. You see what I'm saying? So I put the divine in front of everything because I know first and foremost that my peace of soul, my peace that I carry for myself, there's a bunch of people in the world with a peace. So there's no room for me to get arrogant. I didn't give everybody a piece. Something did. It gave everybody an opportunity to think how they want, feel how they want, lie how they want, cheat how they want, steal how they want, fail how they want, win how you want. It gave you all the opportunities for all of that. And out of every single choice of free will that you had to choose, nobody chose divine. They chose what they wanted to do. Even out of the lessons of the old days when the elders was trying to tell new cultures, look, this how the world, this how the earth work. They said, we don't like that. We want something different. You know why? Because you used to living in a concealed place to where something was weak enough to where you could take advantage of that. So that became your integrity. It became everything that you was going to be. It became every thought pattern, everything that you had inside of you. It became. And these words and terminology started breaking off to everything sincere to a value that you can adhere or add to your existence and say, yeah, yo, I vibe with that because I felt the same way. Keep in mind, the words that you're using to comprehend how you feel is based off somebody else's perception and what they're giving you. This is all master control. If you can't sit down and just give yourself a second before you talk, you know what you're going to do? Run your mouth. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind people using divine's knowledge through them. I don't mind people using my knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But the problem is I don't take I don't take praise from the Almighty. Every time I get a piece of knowledge, I say all praises to the Most High, because without the divine, I can't get that. In the same retrospect, through me, a lot of y'all can't get that knowledge. So even when I get knowledge from people, all praises to the Most High through you, because the Most High came through you to give me that knowledge. And I speak their name, and I give them their flowers right there on the spot, because it's real. At the end of the day, a lot of people don't know how to be real because they just got hate in their heart. And if you carrying it around for the rest of your life, you ain't doing nothing but perpetrating the fraud of the system that's been going on forever. You still playing that same role. This is not a race, yo. As much as people want to believe you're racing to get somewhere, if I move your energy a lot, eventually the parts in the car are going to wear down. So you think if I motivate you to go do something, you think getting to it means everything when I'm just wearing down the parts in the car. Wearing them down. Everything inside of you, I'm wearing it down. You get what I'm saying? They wearing down all the best parts of you. So now when you inadequate, you can't do nothing no more. Yeah, you forgot you left divine in the background the whole time when you was choosing to do what you wanted to do. Now you can't. Yeah, it's all good, yo. It's all good. At the end of the day, everybody gonna feel how they want to feel. It's a lot of knowledge. I don't like confusion. I really don't. I like clarity. And whenever in existence confusion starts playing a role, I'm gonna run. I'm gonna run and run fast. Get the hell away from me, confusion. No confusion, you can't catch me. I'm so serious. That's how I feel. You know what I'm saying? Confusion come, I'm running fast. I'm so serious. Get the hell away from confusion. People like to play with these things in life and they believe this is the access to what it looks like to have some form of adherence. Keep in mind, this is not a race. There's nothing gained at the end. The only thing that you can take with you is how much energy you store in your soul while you here. How many soul acts you do, that's all you could take with you when you die. Even though everybody that died tried to take everything with them. They had everything in their caskets. You found all of it there, all the stuff. They had gold on their caskets. They had food. They had weed. They had cocaine. They had everything inside their caskets, and they body stayed there, and the soul left. They was like, I can't take it. I can't take it. Nope, sure couldn't. Couldn't take it with you. Had to leave it behind. What my homeboy said the other day, ain't no Brinks trucks. No, that was not my homeboy, but who said that shit? Big Meat said that shit. Big Meat was like, ain't no Brinks trucks pulling up to a funeral. So you can't take that money with you. You might as well spend it and live good. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, Divine knew that. You know what I mean? So what is that? What sense does that make for you to do that all your life? Just to when you pass on, you did nothing with what Divine gave you. So it's like people live their whole life dying in temptation. Like that shit crazy, right? Like you live your whole life chasing shit. You live your whole life stuck in lust, envy, jealousy, wrath, anger. Because you got to go get it. And you can't be in those characters just happy-go-lucky. It don't work. So you ain't feeding your soul in those energies. You're not doing none of that. You too busy being stuck in that mentality, and your last days is coming. And you think when you get crossed, those sins are that's premeditated, yo. It's crazy when you already attached to knowing what's right and wrong, and then you say, you know what? Well, I've been forgiven already. I'm gonna do whatever I want. That's what you believe. That's why I started this out. Why you gonna suffer by what you believe, yo? Your belief is what's gonna put you in your cage, in your bondage. Divine ain't give you nothing about what these people said. Divine ain't give you none of that. Divine gave you a soul, your first gift. You gonna come back how I sent you. And I'm gonna be able to read everything in between. I've been reading it the whole time. Like, just think about this for a minute, yo. So what does that mean? I'm just supposed to do nothing? That and that sentiment in itself, it states to the value that you're questioning something. You're questioning the higher authority with sincerity on top of that. That's audacity. It's actually disrespectful, especially if you share that with other people as an image. Because then you teach them how to be that way. You see how the point of the matter of the conversation didn't even matter. It's how and what you did when you said what you said that's more of the value. It's respect we talking about. Divine has already completed shit. What we think is incomplete is complete. You just don't know how to use you. You just don't know how to be you inside of yourself. You don't know what it looks like to be on earth no more. That's been erased from your mind. The system has taken all of your truth, everything. So now you're going somewhere to find it. And when authenticism is in your face, they got that germ in you so deep, it makes you turn away from it. Soon as real come, you turn away from it. That's the system. And then the first thing you do is go run to something to be the image of failure. That's the Bible. Then you get mad when they don't hear you with your false plight. That's the scriptures. I don't make this shit up. I'm just showing you what Divine be saying. If you following Divine, what you need any of that for? Because you're going to be experiencing life through that lens. It's going to come how it's supposed to. Not right nor wrong. It's going to come how it's supposed to. And that be the problem with people, yo. That be the real spell. You know what I'm saying? You can't control Nathan. You won't control Nathan. You will not control Nathaniel. And that's a fact. All praises to the Most High. Divine gonna run this ship into the last increment of air is gone. The disintegration of what changes into carbon is passed through. If a process of ending has to happen, nobody has the date or time of what that is. That's only in the hands of what made it or allow it, one or the other. And if the constant repetition is to grow and shed, then this is a system, a process. It's not for us to, to get involved in dealing with that. But then when you have the lack of camaraderie, the first thing people want to do is build shit because you wanna be doing something instead of being next to it. See, if love is the energy that grows the soul, everything else doesn't have one. Because all thing they want to do is go chase immaterialistic value. You need to be solidified by immaterialistic value in order to have a life. I thought we was already given that though. Oh no, you got to prepare, you got to point out, you got to assess, you got to judge. You washed already. Yeah, you cooked. You super cooked. You super cooked because if something indifferent comes to you, you're already in the mentality of judge. So how am I supposed to raise you up and then bring you into something new? How can I do that if you're judging? Your mind and your heart is going to preset that notion before you get a chance to even do it. This is why you automatically run when you see other people running from something, you don't see what they're running from. That's because in your mind and your heart, you've already prejudged based off your fear. It gets deep when you got to stand alone just with divine by yourself. Ain't nothing there. Nobody to boost your ego. Nobody to pat your head. Nobody to hug you. Nobody to pass you something. Nobody to laugh with. Nobody to call you. Nobody who thinks about you. Oh, it get real when you got to stand in that spot by yourself because you know what? I can always go back there. I lived in there. Divine created everything for things that are created by divine by itself. Why would divine go search in what it created? Make it make sense. So when you go astray off of your natural orientation, that's you making a choice. I made you. Sometimes it's skip a line. That's how curses get put into the family because ones that came before you was freaking hard-headed. And they never got it. And then when they didn't get it, they kept that same effed up way about them and grew with it and then taught what they produced the same shit or tried to. This ain't divine ain't doing nothing to nobody. What happens is you continue to grow and listen to other shit and think that's supposed to be your life. You're stuck in temptation. You die in temptation. Literally. You die in that shit. You become the same thing everything else that passed here becomes. Recycled. Your skin becomes dirt. Your water gets added to the ocean. Your bones become sand. Your soul is recycled. And you come back to learn everything that you didn't learn correctly. You listening to people telling you you chose this, you chose that. It's interesting how everybody want to give power, but they're afraid to take the responsibility of it. It's crazy how people love to say that they love, but when it's time to stand with it, is never around. It's crazy how people will pass judgment, will be so insecure. It's crazy how in this world you believe in everything but what made it. Shit crazy, right? Tell me, this shit is insane, right? This shit is insanity. It's like I cook a big meal for everybody by myself, every single thing. I serve the table, I set the plates, everything. Big giant 200-seat table. I did it all by myself. Even put the food out. And when everybody come in, they walk past me. Say, "Excuse me, sir, I'm going to eat." He in the way. Who is this person? Push me down out the way. And then they ask everybody else, "Who made this? Do you know who made this?" "Hey, this is really good. What do you think about it?" "I don't really like it too much, but it's filling me up." Everybody's talking. Everybody's answering. Everybody's enjoying. Everybody's judging. But they don't pay attention to what made it. They don't pay attention to what started. They don't pay attention to what set it in motion. You know why? Because you don't have that as an integrity in the first place. None of y'all care about the creator. Literally. And I don't have to know you to know this. I can watch how you act. See, it's a different character that you carry with yourself. A different integrity that you carry with yourself. People say, "Oh, some people just nice." No, I didn't make you. I don't have the opportunity to disrespect what's not mine. It's respect to the Almighty. That's a cardinal law. "Oh, cancers are so sweet. They're the nicest people." No, I'm respecting. Of course, you're to smile. My grandfather walked in places like that when he said, "Hi, how you doing? Hey, hey, hey." My grandfather did that. "Hi, how you doing, little one? Hey." Respect. You know why? Because I didn't create them. They don't deserve the anger I carry within me. Oh, the audacity of people. You got so much nerve, you carrying all your fucked up shit with you. Everywhere you go. "Here, let me dump this on you. Let me dump this on you. I ain't even man enough or woman enough to stand up correctly and be conducive. Yeah, let's talk tough." See, nobody want to hear it like that because y'all like when people just say, "Hey, that's cool." Y'all like that shit when somebody like, "Yeah, man." Shit is stupid, yo. All that shit is retarded. It's literally retardation. You know what retard means? To pull back. You are pulled back mentally from going forward. That's why you show out in different aspects. Sometimes words don't even help you if you don't comprehend them. A job ain't gonna help you if you just filling in a role like that. Like that don't make you smart. Not even studying don't make you intelligent. People being around people don't make you intelligent, yo. It's you being willing to check yourself. And once you get used to doing that, man, you see so many things coming because of you attracting it. You see so many things coming at you because of you attracting it. So when you start looking at your choices, you can see what's running towards you by the energy that you carry. Filter that shit out by the divine so fast. What? ASAP cookies. ASAP cookies. Filter that shit right out. Bing, 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 gone. In this world, in this world, people will hide this from you just so you'll remain confused because, hey, ignorance is bliss to some people. The fact that you're ignorant and you don't know how treacherous a mind can be, oh, it's bliss. They've already reversed that. "Oh, you're ignorant, so you're blissful." Let's not throw that too far away because somebody can recognize your ignorance blissfully. All praises to the Most High. So, not for nothing, keep your heart right. Stay around people that really carry true love. Line up with people that got your best interests at hand, and never, ever, never, ever be a follower. If you want to follow something, you standing on everything you need to follow.